Thanks everyone for tuning in. Welcome to today's live stream. So today's a little bit different. Going to be doing some watercolor painting and hopefully it'll go well. I'm going to be painting this small sketchbook here. You guys know I like to paint small, I like to paint minimal, keep things in a sketchbook. Usually, not always the case, but it will be the case today. Thanks everybody for tuning in tonight. So yeah, I'm going to do a landscape painting. And this is a photograph that I'm going to be using from my travels while I was in Malaysia about 1 year ago or so, of some little village houses and stuff. I'm going to be focusing mostly on these in the middle. I'm going to get rid of all this other stuff. But it's going to be more like a sketch, more like a, yeah, just like a fun little sketch. You know, I'm not going to do like a whole finished painting, so to speak. You know, but yeah, we'll see what ends up happening. And I think I'm going to go over a little bit of color mixing and stuff. Before I jump into the painting, we'll do a little segment on color mixing, how I think about colors, and just the basic application of what I do to use color. So that's what we got right here. And I'm not really sure how I'm going to demonstrate this exactly yet, but we can try. Figure it out as I go along. But I guess I can go through some of the base materials. Hello everyone, Lord Engine, Zen Elf, Kelly, Braille Gamer, Garcia, Pokerface, Gopal, Nathan Dixon. What's happening? Thanks everybody for tuning in tonight. All right. Get started here. So yeah, I think I'll talk about color mixing a little bit, and I guess some of the basic materials that I use normally. I guess that's a good place to start since I haven't done any watercolor painting on this stream in a very long time, about 1 year. And I haven't done watercolors myself in probably about 6 months. So this will be an interesting stream. So basically I have some water here in a little jar. Fresh water, pretty simple. I have a color palette. I've been using this same palette. It's actually broken too, this little handle thing. It's like broken. It'll easily come off. I normally use this everywhere. This is like plein air. This plein air palette's been all over the world with me. I've been using this thing since 2018. And this is the same crappy, dirty palette that I never have cleaned. I got grass from England and rocks, little sand from Hawaii and all kind of stuff in here. It's just, this is what I've been using. Indoors, outdoors, everywhere. This is the palette, just a cheap plastic palette. M-Gram watercolor paint is what I use. It's personal preference, you know, the brand of paint and all that stuff. I use M-Gram. I think it's an American brand. So for some people, it's difficult to find that brand. It doesn't really matter. Find a good brand that you like to use. And then, so these are the brushes that I have. This one's kind of a joke. I very rarely use this one, but I do use it actually. This really small little liner type of brush. Or I don't know what you would call it. Just a little detailed brush. You know, I use this, you know, I'll sign my paintings with this basically, but I do use it for some applications. This is a smaller brush that I use, that I like to use, but not as much used in general. This is probably my favorite one, number 8 mop kind of brush. I forgot what it's called. It's not a mop, it's a, I don't know, the name will come to me later, but quill. It's like a quill brush. And then I have its little brother here. It's a little smaller. So I have a number 8 and a number 4. These are my go-tos. And I've done many paintings where I just use this brush the entire time, this bigger brush. Those are my range of brushes that I like to use, types that I like to use. Got a washcloth here. This is what I use to clean my paintings. I don't use like paper towels and stuff. I just use these washcloths. It's much cheaper. I can use them for a long time. And then when they get filled up with paint, I just throw it away or something. It's really cheap, like $1, right? And it's more uh, feels better than like wasting a bunch of paper towels. Just in my personal opinion, that's what I like to use, especially when I go out plein air painting. This is like really basic anyway to use. And I guess the sketchbook I'll be using, this is a, let's see what I got here. Just an Arches cold press 140 pound paper. So this will be the sketchbook that I'm going to use, 6 inches by 10 inches. I only have like 2 pages left, so luckily I did have some paper left in this particular one. But it's kind of more horizontal, which is a nice format for landscapes, stuff like that. So here we go. So that's pretty much all the materials and stuff. I mean, there's a little bit more. I have like a spray bottle I can use to wet the paint and stuff like that. Wet my paper when I need it to dry, be wet a little longer, stuff like that. So that pretty much sums it up. There's some other stuff that I use very, very rarely, but that's pretty much it. Good evening. How's it going? So Braille says, I've heard you talk on your last stream about what you should draw that would make you get views. Well, that's the problem. That's the problem. I don't really want to do stuff that makes me get views, to be honest. You know, because if you go on YouTube, there's people from all genres and all doing all stuff that get views. So yeah, I've done a lot of thinking today about it and stuff. So I'm not trying to do stuff that just gets me views, basically. I was just venting that I'm annoyed that my videos don't get that many views at all like they used to. And it's just a YouTube thing. Oh, and another thing I do use is this fan. It's a little handheld fan. Has some speed. And then I can just dry my painting when I need to really quickly. So that's pretty cool. Very useful if I don't feel like waiting for it to dry or if I'm not, you know, outside or whatever. Yeah, that's all the basic materials, I guess. Hopefully that was helpful in some way. But let's talk about color mixing because that's like one of the biggest things when it comes to painting and something a lot of people struggle with. Marta, thanks for tuning in from Brazil. How's it going? So I want you guys out there in the chat, anybody struggle with like color mixing or think it's like something difficult for them? I know for a few people it is. I know for Nathan it's not. I know that it's really good. But I think it'd just be something good to cover before I get into the painting here, just a little bit, and helpful for people out there and probably people that are going to rewatch this, watch the playback. So you know, I'm not like a color scientist or anything, but I can just kind of show you guys what I do and how I think about colors. So there's a bunch of different theories when it comes to color as far as what are the primaries. So there's some people that will say, well, red, yellow, and blue. Where's my blue? Over here. Red, yellow, and blue. Those are the primaries. And if you basically you can make a lot of stuff from those, right? Like, but there's also another school of thought that, hello, Glenise from the UK. Hello, thanks for tuning in. There's different thoughts of different kinds of primaries. So I like to use ultramarine for my blue. It's kind of just a dark blue. And then red, it's like cadmium red or whatever kind of red. just a very strong red. And then the other primary is, let me move this over here, it makes more sense. And the other color is yellow. So there's some people that say like this is the primaries for the color wheel, red, yellow, and blue. And then you can mix these together. Thank you, Pokerface. I'm doing good today. Hope everyone else is doing well out there as well. I'm doing better today. So there's people that say, well, you know, you can mix these together. You get green, you make like a secondary. And then you can mix the yellow and red together. You get orange, that's another secondary. You know, I'm gonna need a lot more yellow to mix that, of course. More yellow than red. And then you can mix red and blue together, and that'll give you purple. So that's one kind of school of thought, I guess, when it comes to primaries. And then you can mix some of the secondaries with the primaries, and you can get, you know, you can get blue violet, red orange, what does it say? Red orange, yellow orange. And then you can get red orange. What was I gonna say? Red orange, yellow orange. Oh yeah, there's yellow there. Yellow orange, yellow green. Yellow orange, not yellow orange. Yellow green, blue green. What am I saying? Sorry, folks. Basically, you can get like tertiary colors from those. So thanks for always watching my videos. Greatly appreciated. Glad you can make it on the stream. Will there be a cat in the landscape? You know, well, what I'm painting, there's not gonna... Sure, we could say sure. So this is one way to think of like a color wheel, right? But it doesn't, you know, there's some people that say this isn't really color wheel, that the other color wheel is like cyan, magenta, and yellow, I think, right? So instead of blue, you have cyan, and then instead of red, you have magenta, cyan, magenta, and yellow. And that if you mix, and then opposites on the color wheel are like cyan and red, because if you mix the opposites of that color wheel, cyan and red, you should get like a, you know, like a gray. And that's a true color wheel, color opposites, right? And I don't disagree with that theory. So like these, I don't really have the right colors to do it, but in theory, you'll get like a gray, like an actual, yeah, there you go. These two will kind of make a gray pretty much if you do them in right amounts. So those are actually like true opposites on a color wheel. And then the actual color wheel is like magenta. I don't really even have magenta, but this is like alizarin crimson, so it's more pink than red. Then you have cyan. Let's see if I can brighten this up. There we go. Sorry about that, folks. Brighten that up. And then you have yellow down here. Hopefully I'm explaining this correctly. Then some people say this is a different color wheel because you can get more saturated colors because of the cyan and the magenta. Those are more, usually if I had the right magenta, actually, you could get stronger type of colors, right? So you could get, you know, a stronger green from these, much more strong. Could almost get like a red from these or an orange, stronger orange. So there's these different kinds of, and you know, this will give you like a purple or something if I had the right magenta, but I really don't. And I almost barely use that color, alizarin crimson, so. I'm just giving you guys the basics here. This is kind of the basics, right? And there's two schools of thought. People go with like, okay, cyan and magenta and yellow, that's like the true color wheel that we should be using. And that's how that's, and I don't disagree with that. I'm not saying either one of these is like right or wrong. But the way that I think of color, now that I showed you guys all this, the way that I think of color is a little bit different because I'm more of a landscape painter. I'm more of like a landscape painter and more focused on painting from life and painting, yeah, I guess just painting from life, right? So the thing is about having these stronger colors, it's very rare that you're actually even going to use these or need them in their purest form. So if we look at this reference photo that I'm using real quick, I mean, we can see that there's not any like crazy bright colors. They're all much more grayed down. We have greens and we have red, browns, and kind of some lighter greens. There's no like crazy bright colors here, right? So that's kind of my point, is nature very rarely will show you these magentas and these cyans and all this stuff. So for me, on my palette, this kind of color, it's not even something that I'll use on its own. Usually I'll still mix something else into it. Almost all these colors that I'm going to mix, like if I have to make like a certain kind of green, so I'm going to use like yellow, cadmium yellow, and then I'll mix like some ultramarine into it and I'll make like a green or whatever. Most of the time, I mean, not always, but most of the time, I have to modify that green. So I'm like, you're not going to find this green in nature really. I mean, you will. It just depends. But basically my point is, when you're painting from life, you're painting outdoors, most stuff it actually has like, since I used blue and yellow here to mix into this, I would use like some kind of red, and that would kind of tone it down, gray it down, so to speak. And the way that I think about colors is like more of application. Like, what am I actually gonna need it for? What am I actually trying to achieve with my art and my work? And for me, it's like, it's not about having the purest color wheel that I can come up with, because it's like the cyans and the magentas and all these like bright colors, I'm not even going to need them. It's like a waste of time to like sit there and try to mix all of those, right? Like to work and mix from those. So I like having convenience colors. I have yellow ochre on the palette, which is something I could mix on my own. I could mix a yellow ochre. I could literally, use yellow and then blue and red and a little bit of, I could use like the primary colors and I could mix. And you guys see there, like a yellow ochre color, which is pretty much exactly the same as this yellow ochre over here. I mean, pretty darn close. So I like having different convenience colors. So I have like yellow ochre, I have a purple, I have a brown on here, transparent red oxide, transparent oxide red, whatever it's called. I'm almost out of it. I need some more on the palette. But these kind of colors, see, I can modify that. It's more of like a landscape palette. Although you could paint anything, you could use this for portraits and figures and things. This transparent red oxide, the yellow ochre, the red, all that stuff could be used for figures. I also have a viridian green here that I'll sometimes use for landscapes and stuff. So for me, the red, yellow, and blue is enough. And then adding in some of these brighter colors. I think it's good to just have a variety of colors. But if you're just starting out, I would recommend. It's actually, I think it's easier as a beginner to use like red, yellow, and blue as your primary palette rather than having a cyan, a magenta, and a yellow, because the stronger colors are going to be more difficult to control and you're going to have to mix more and take longer to mix. And in nature and what we see all around us, if you look around my room and everything, there's nothing that's like super bright color. Everything we see, any kind of tool or whatever it is, like it's not a very bright color. It's actually very dull. Believe it or not, it's like a dull color. If you're going to paint this blue, it's like blue mixed with something else, so it's like, and probably two other colors, blue with a little bit of red and yellow and different amounts. There's nothing, I can't even think of You know, this book has like some strong red on it, but even then it's not that strong of a color. If I were to paint that, I'm not going to use red that's straight on the palette. You know what I mean? So everything in nature is more grayed down. It's more uh, it's not super bright. Anyway, that's kind of my color rant here. And that's just how I think about colors is like I try to have convenience colors so that when I'm out painting on uh, from life or something, I can mix something very quickly. You know, I can take this yellow ochre, and sometimes that can just be the dry grass color, the yellow ochre, boom, by itself. Sometimes I'll have to mix a little bit of blue into it, or a little bit of red into it, or something, or a little bit of brown into it, etc. So yeah, I think so. If you're just starting out, it's good to learn to mix colors, you know, from red, yellow, and blue, and use that. I've used that for many years when I first started out. I just used a primary color palette actually for many years. And then I slowly started adding colors. I slowly added like a brown to the palette. And then I added, um, what other color maybe? Yeah, I added a brown for a while. And then I started playing around with different kinds of primaries. I started playing around with different kinds of blues. Put a green on the palette, different kinds of reds, and then you can just add purple if you feel like you need it. You know, there's all different kinds of and it's been a while since I've kind of cleaned this palette off. Doesn't really want to come clean. So it's something I feel is more intuitive and more of like what is your goal with painting and what is your purpose? What is the application that you're going to be using the paint for? You know, if you're more of like a figure painter and you like to paint portraits and figures and stuff, I feel like your palette would be much different than mine, possibly. You know, maybe you wouldn't have a green on your palette. You don't really need a green, right? But you might want to have a green around, you know, if you end up painting a figure with some kind of green clothing that's really bright or something. You know, that could be a application for that, but it's not something you'd have on your palette all the time, so to speak. So I don't know if that was helpful for anyone or if that was just boring or what, but I figured everybody always has questions about colors and you know how to mix color and how to what's you know color theory and all this stuff and you know there's all kinds of theories and but for me it's like I try not to go too overboard. What is this? What is on this thing? I know I only used watercolor on this. I mean I've used some gouache, but this square here feels different than all the other ones. But yeah, it's easy to get overboard and like go overboard in the theory and all this stuff when and to know all this theory and have all these bright colors and stuff and be like, oh, this is the purest perfect color wheel or whatever, and I can get all these colors, but do you really need them? You know? And I think it's more about for me, I like simplicity. You know, I like simplicity and what I'm going to be using it for. And if I can find the quickest way to get to a color that I need and the simplest way, easiest way, quickest way, then that's what I'm going to do. You know, I'm not going to sit there and mix cyan into red and make a gray. No, I'm just going to have ivory black on my palette and water it down. And then I have gray instantly. And then I can just mix whatever kind of color to make a red gray or a blue gray or a brown gray, a yellow gray. You know, I can whatever. So it's more convenient to do that for me. I'm going to have to go clean my water, folks, real quick. Get some new water. Take about 10 seconds. But then I guess we can start the painting. But I'm going to have to do a sketch first. I figured this painting is probably going to take like 30 minutes, 20, 30 minutes. Could do a little bit of color mixing before I get into it, you know. So hopefully that was helpful for some people in some way. I will be right back, folks. Yeah, I see my water here. It's already green. I got to go change it. Give me 1 second. Okay, and we're back. Clean water now. Look at that. Clean enough to drink. There we go. So I need to figure out how to show all of this at one time. I probably won't be able to show my palette, and I know that always annoys people, but John's Art Life says, when I went from a limited palette acrylics to add more colors, it got more confusing and slowed me down at first. As before, I just got on with mixing my own. Yeah, exactly. It can be, that's what I'm saying. It can be confusing, and it took me many years, believe it or not, to get to this kind of palette with a lot of different colors. And it took a lot of practice, you know, to know what's going to happen when I mix yellow into this, and just and to figure out which colors do I even need to use? Which colors do I even need? You know, I've realized like this alizarin crimson, this alizarin, permanent alizarin crimson, it's like I don't ever really even use it. It's almost not even necessary to have on my palette. But this kind of paint, it's like it's stuck on my palette. So, all right, might as well just keep it there. Maybe if I paint some flowers or something, it'll come in handy. But other than that, it's pretty much not useful. Evelyn says, I don't know anything about watercolors. This will be interesting. Oh, cool. Well, welcome to the stream, Evelyn. This is, welcome back. This will definitely be interesting for you, if like that. So this is the first time I'm kind of painting at my desk setup here. My new desk setup. So this is, I'm gonna figure things out here a little bit. I think for this watercolor, I'm not gonna put any tape around the edges like I normally do. So normally I would tape the edges so that I get like clean lines. I'm not gonna do that because I don't plan to like, this is gonna be more of a sketch. And there's gonna be some areas of white in the sketchbook or in the painting. Huh, where can I put my palette? This is puzzling me. Okay, this can go on my lap. Just clean my brush on my leg. The brush is here. Sorry, folks, give me 1 second. I'm just kind of trying to get situated. I gotta move my mouse. Okay, usually I don't really have to use my computer much usually while I'm doing art. But yeah, we're gonna get into the sketch here. Just use this 2B pencil. I'm gonna have to turn this down a bit darker so you guys can see the paper. It's not gonna be blown out. Now I could try to put like in the top corner here or something. I could try to put like a palette camera. Do you guys care about that? You guys want to see me mixing colors and stuff while I'm painting? I can try to set that up. It wouldn't be... would be pretty quick. So let's do this sketch here. Show you guys my reference photo. If you're just now tuning in, here's what I'm going to be painting. Like I said earlier, I'm just going to be, this is my main focus here. These kind of houses in the middle. So I'm going to get rid of all this stuff here. Going to omit all of that at the bottom. Not really interested in that. Let's see, yeah, be a little bit darker, and let's make sure make sure we're in focus here. There we go. Okay. No one knows anything about watercolor. Okay, interesting. Normally I have a lot of watercolor, folks. So I'm gonna try to make this fit in the sketchbook first. The way that I imagine it. I'm trying to imagine it. It's part of the what I'm trying to do here. Trying to imagine this first, how I want this to look. So I haven't done any watercolor in like since like last July or something. So this is gonna be interesting. Not really sure about my placement here. Not exactly sure if I like the placement. Yeah, watercolor is a lot of fun. I mean, a lot of fun effects and stuff you get from it. Yeah, I'm not sure about my placement, but that's okay. We'll just keep going, see if I like this or not. Kind of need to get it all down first, and then if I need to redo the whole thing, then whatever. I'll redraw it. But I think I might. There's like a tree here, and the other house over here. I'm only gonna have like a select amount of trees in the back. I'm not gonna have a green all the way up. I'm just gonna have like a couple trees back here. And the rest will be white. Yeah, I don't know if I exactly like this composition, but that's okay. It's just gonna be a sketch. It's kind of like preparation for final painting, possibly. But it took me a while today to figure out what do I want to paint today. Just couldn't quite figure out what I wanted, but I think this picture's okay. Interesting scene and stuff, I think. We'll try to make it interesting anyway. Even if it's not, do my best here. Might put our little road in here. There's actually a road in the photo. You just can't really see it. I'm going to try to modify it a bit. Maybe have it go down like that or something. I don't know. Should be good for a little sketch, I think. Hopefully we'll be able to tell what is going on here. It's kind of a difficult painting I chose, if I'm being honest. Try to make something out of it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I've been to this place. It's just part of it's part of a village in Malaysia. So this is from my travels back in 2022, end of 2022. This is a part of a little village in Malaysia, some village houses. I stayed in this village for a week. It's pretty cool. I got some other photos and stuff, but this one, I don't know, this was one of the simpler ones. I figured I'll try to paint this tonight, maybe. But yeah, I got a bunch of other photos and stuff that I plan on painting from that trip as well. So yeah, we'll see if I can make this turn into anything. It might look terrible, but I'm trying to emphasize the roofs and the structures here so that I can really get that to show in the painting. But it's gonna be difficult. There's a lot of little details and stuff that I'm just not gonna put in, of course. My watercolors are usually more loose. But I'll show you guys real quick, actually. Oh, Malaysia was great. Malaysia was amazing. One of the best places I've ever been to be honest. So these are some that I did last year. Maybe you guys have seen some of these on my channel if you watch the videos from last year. So I got this one's just ultramarine blue. And then I did a red one. I don't even think I posted this one, but and then that one's not that good. Some of these are not that good. Not that good. That's a pretty cool one. I like this. Just very basic type of landscape. Not that good. Okay. Not that good though. A lot of these I was trying different color schemes. So this is actually like a secondary color scheme. I only used secondary colors for the color mixtures here. And then this was like a primaries only, I think, maybe. I'm not sure. That's a pretty good one. Yeah, see, this one I only use 2 colors. So I use like cyan and red for this one. Not that good. And this one I only used Viridian and Transparent Red Oxide. One of my favorite ones here. Really cool looking, I think. Nice effect. There's my cat. That was pretty difficult. I feel like this was same as oil painting I did a couple years ago, but oil painting's a lot better. This was pretty difficult, but I was just trying it, you know. And then this is one of my favorite watercolors from last year. Pretty good. I like that one. So yeah, this is probably what I'll be doing today. Something like this, a little more sketchy, but I don't know. We'll try to make it work. We'll see. And there's ocean scene. Not too bad. Here we are. So yeah, there's a little flip through. What do you eat in Malaysia? They got all kind of stuff, man. I've tried a lot of stuff over there. I tried the chicken, tried yeah, the food was like really good actually. The food was really dang good in Malaysia. Yeah, I can't wait to go back, to be honest. Plan to go back. Definitely plan to go back. All right, thanks. Glad to hear that. Someone said they're a fan of my architectural watercolors. Greatly appreciated. What number is that pencil that you're using? I'm using a 2B. 2B pencil. Sorry, I'm a little behind on the chat here. Great change from cats, and I love cats. Cool. Thanks, Red Queen. Appreciate it. Yeah, the dry brushing the trees. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. You know, I like that. You know, I like the dry brushing and some texture. I don't know how this painting is going to turn out. I already kind of don't like the placement, but I don't know. Try to make it work here. Yeah, I wish I would have moved. I wish I was a digital painter right now and I could just kind of shift it over and move it up. That's what I would love to do right now. But I'm not. So here we go. I don't know. Oh. Yeah, the Malaysian food they have. One of my favorite things I had over there was called they call it nasi lemak, and it's like their national dish. It's like a little small dish. It just means like fat rice, and it's like rice with like half a hard-boiled egg with some peanuts and some kind of like sambal chili sauce or whatever chili. Man, it's so good. So good. Had that like a couple times. It's just like you can find it anywhere unless they come in like a little comes in like a banana leaf wrapped up. Man, it's so good. Anyway, let's get started here, I guess. Man, it's been so long since I've done watercolor. All right, let's hope this goes well. Let's hope this goes well. I think, man, I like to start out with this bigger brush, but it almost feels too big for this. It's so weird to paint sitting down as well. So I may have to stand up during this process. Just trying to get my brush wet here, folks. How do I want to start this? Nature is so smart that it put medicine in the foods. Yes, it does. It did. And I eat medicine every day. Fruits and vegetables, man. So good. So darn good. Okay, here we go. Where to begin? Where do we start here? So my main color scheme and the way I'm thinking about this, it's mostly greens and browns and a little bit of gray, which, yeah. I'm just trying to think a little bit more about this. Think about how do I want this to look in the end? These trees in the background. I'm not going to paint green all the way up like a wall of green. I'm just going to have some trees coming up in the back. Something like here, I'll show you guys. This is what I actually have another watercolor sketchbook, but this one's like watercolor and pen and ink, and it's different kind of paper. Not as good. This is kind of what I'm thinking about that I'm going to do tonight. Just a little bit differently though. You know, this was just like a very limited color scheme, but more sketchy like this would be cool. But see how I kind of left the sky blank and everything. It's kind of what I'm thinking of trying. You know, just without the pen. You know what I'm saying? So let's just go for that, I guess. We'll just got to start somewhere. So I think I'm just going to slightly wet the paper just to get me going here. There's some areas I got to, this house I think needs to stay white. So, and I kind of like that. Kind of like it. So I'm going to keep it white. I'm just going to start off by mixing you know what? Give me 1 second. Let's try this, folks. Otherwise, give me 1 second here. Trust me, it'll be worth it. I just gotta figure out how I want to show this. One second, folks. It's not going to be perfect because I don't have enough room here on my desk for everything. I think it'll be useful. Hopefully that's big enough. So now you guys can see mixing color here. There we go. Kind of cast a shadow on my palette, but you know, whatever. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I just don't think the wall of trees would be a good good subject. Because it's not really my focus, right? So my focus is on the buildings. Gosh, getting huge glare. Huge glare. My color mixing here. Huge glare for my color mixing. So I'm going to stand up and paint this. I don't know if this even helps for you guys to see anything. List of materials used. I went over all the materials in the beginning actually, but I don't exactly have a list right now. Wow, this is quite difficult. I'm getting like huge glare. Huge glare on my palette. It's like super difficult. Oh well, let's try to make this work. Man, I haven't painted watercolor in so long. This is gonna be really difficult. Sorry if I'm too quiet, folks. I'm just trying to gotta get it going here a little bit, and then I'll talk a bit. Yeah, I'm not exactly thrilled with this. That's okay. I mean, this, like I said, I haven't painted watercolor in like 7 months, 6 months, so I can't expect like something so good right now, right? That would be a little unrealistic of me to expect that. Yeah, be sure to like the stream, folks. If you're liking the stream, this is the first watercolor stream in a long time. First watercolor painting in a long time. I've kind of forgot how to do it. It's all right. There'll be more of these in the future. Don't worry. It's coming out okay, I think. I'm going to switch to a smaller brush, believe it or not. For everybody that knows me, I almost never use a smaller brush, but I'm going to now. Is that palette camera good at all? Do you get, I know probably most people on a phone probably can't even see it, but if it's useful, I'll keep it there, but if not. I mean, there's many different, there's many different ways to achieve certain effects, You can, whatever, for me, I think process is like whatever works is what you should use. There's no like, to get a certain outcome. It's like, use whatever means it takes to get that outcome. So I'm trying to keep this a little more sketchy, the way that I'm painting it and stuff. And I'll be honest, I mean, I don't really use watercolors traditionally the way that most people, like most watercolorists, use them. Most, I think, and I could have done it a different way. I could have started a different way. I could have just done a wash over the whole thing, I could have just done like a big wash of color and then let it dry and then go back in with the second layer and all this stuff. There's different ways of like, there's so many different processes and things you can, ways of doing this. But for this kind of a thing, I don't know, this is just how I went about it intuitively. That's how I go about it. What's going on, Mom? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I'm actually a painter at heart. Like I know I've been doing a lot of like drawing streams lately, but Actually, for the last like 10 years, I've been focusing on being a painter. That's really my main thing, to be honest. Um, the drawing is just something I got back into recently, but I'm actually a painter. And normally I feel more comfortable with painting and stuff. But today it's a bit more challenging. I'll be honest, a bit more challenging today. Come on. Yeah, this one's actually difficult too because it's more of like focusing on details and houses and stuff rather than landscape and like purely, landscape type of what am I trying to say? Sorry. It's more man-made forms rather than like only organic forms. Yeah, I mean, you guys should see some of my old paintings I used to do. I think I was pretty good. I was pretty good at it. Or I got pretty good anyway. Okay. Well, I hope it'll be a good watercolor. We'll see. See what happens here. It's quite messy, to be honest. I need more paint. I gotta put more paint on this palette. I think tonight I gotta refill all these colors because it's kind of annoying right now that there's not enough paint. Kind of not prepared for this stream today, as you can see. But I kind of just wanted to do some painting finally because it's been so long. Man, I cannot see that. I don't know what's causing the glare. I think it's my light. My light is just causing a glare on this palette. There we go. Much better. Oh, my back's gonna be sore though. All right, maybe I should sit down a little bit. It's just so much easier to paint standing up. This is not a good painting stream setup. I like to do my watercolors vertically and not horizontally like this. Because I'll end up getting too detailed and stuff, and it's just better to paint standing up. I don't really like painting sitting down like this. Makes it so much more difficult. Forgot to put a tree right there. At this point, I don't even know if I want it there. But I might. Am I going to paint from my next stream? I have no idea. I have no idea. I have no idea what my next stream is going to be. I have to do another cat portrait commission. So that would probably might come next, unfortunately. But there is going to be more painting streams this year. I mean, this isn't the last one. I have a bunch of. I mean, I'll probably even do some portraits and figures and stuff that I want to paint. People from Pakistan, Malaysia. You know, got stuff that I want to paint for sure. It's more personal to me and more of like kind of art pieces that I want to create. That that's separate from like the cat studies and the owl studies and all that. So yeah, there'll be more. Don't worry. Just be patient. Gosh, I can't stand painting this small and slow and stuff. Ugh, drives me crazy. But it's necessary, I think. I think. Thanks, Nathan. Doing my best. I have a feeling, yeah, this is gonna turn out pretty rough. But at least I'm doing it, putting the work in. And this is just kind of a sketch. I might end up painting this again later on, and more in like a 9x12 type of format, maybe more of a finished painting. Once I get like a better setup here, I think I'm gonna have to like, I can set up right behind me and I can move this camera and stuff and still have it streaming. So I think I'm gonna figure something out for painting streams, because I really like standing up painting, and that's where I'm gonna get the best paintings by doing that. I just need like a clip-on mic, possibly. Put it to my computer instead of this microphone. So I thought about this many months ago before I started doing these streams. But that's something I'll have to buy. A little clip-on microphone, then I can paint standing up and stream it. Yeah, this one's gonna come out pretty rough. Cause I despise like detail like this. And my color is just way off and stuff. Kind of not the best. Yeah, definitely. Exactly, Zen Elf. And it's just it with watercolor, you want it to be like vertical like this, you know, for the most part. You don't want it to be flat like this because then the water will pool and everything. Like you want it to be it's just so much better standing up. You know, like all the paintings I showed you guys earlier, I did those standing up. And it's just such a better process. Even though most of the plein air I do, I'm actually sitting down when I do plein air. But plein air is like much more hectic. And it's like, all right, I just have to capture this thing, like and make it work and like paint it piece by piece like a puzzle or something. But this type of painting in the studio, it's kind of better standing up. So I think this is pretty good for like the first layer. I think I really need to go darker. More like negotiating with a splash. It's watercolor, it's less like painting and more like negotiating with a splash. Yeah, pretty much. House on the far right, more horizontal. Oh, this one? Yeah, well, you know, to be honest, yeah, you're probably right actually. I didn't even realize that. I was drawing it so quick, but it's a little too late now. But like I said, this is just a sketch. It doesn't have to be a finished painting. I might end up repainting this eventually as like a finished painting, but this is kind of just working some stuff out. But it's really just a warm up to like have fun, to be honest, today. But yeah, you're right. You're right. This would definitely be more horizontal. Uh, and it would definitely be, what was I going to say? Yeah. Yeah. I would change a lot of stuff here, you know, but, yeah. Yeah. The mind of watercolor. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I agree. I agree with what he says. But you know, like I said, I'm getting back into it. So I got to start out somewhere, but yeah, and I'm going to push it now a little bit, push some of the darks here. But let me try to plan out. I don't want to just follow the photo. I want to figure out, you know, I guess this is really, obviously these are my main focus. So okay, let's try this. Yeah, the problem is I have little pigment on my palette. I need to get some more paint. But I think I do have tubes of paint. I just have to put it on the actual palette. But yeah, we're mixing up a dark color now. We're gonna get in here. It's gonna make everything I look like what I just did like look crazy light. And see, I was afraid of even going this dark because I don't know if I want to, but let's just go. There we go. Look how dark that is. Ooh. Crazy, right? Crazy dark. But I am doing it for a reason. And trying to plan it out, actually. Believe it or not. Well, see if we can make this work. Yeah, I'm a finger painter, man. I am a finger painter. Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Is that where you're guessing this is, or what does that mean? Are we geoguessing already? Okay. Trying to bring this thing together. Trying to bring this thing together. Trying to not really look at the photo much anymore. I'm trying to go with like, what does the painting need? You know what I'm saying? But the photo is useful in some ways, but I'm more looking at, all right, what does painting need? think we need some darker foliage, possibly. Possibly. Thanks, Parkview. Just doing my best. Don, what's going on? Yeah, I'm doing my best here, man. Doing my best to separate things and bring things together and simplify and unite and I really don't like the color of the greenery and stuff, but it is what it is. What was I doing? I really need more blue. Need some blue on the palette here. Running out. Yeah, I just got to get to the point of when do I stop, because there's going to be a point I reach where, like, yeah, it keeps looking better and better, except now it's getting worse and worse, So it's like, just got to be careful here. Got to be a little careful. Yeah, it's a little chaotic. It's a little chaotic, but what to do? To do. Part of me likes it. Part of me likes it, and then part of me is like, what in the world is this? Huh. Oh yeah, you guys know I love this doing the splattering. Yep. It's one of my main things I like to do on these watercolors. Brings it to life. I don't know, I don't really like this kind of blob over here as much. I mean, it's not bad. For my first watercolor in like 7 months or something, it's not bad. Not too bad. I'm okay. I'm okay with it. One last thing that I can think of that I don't know if it'll help it, but at least it'll bring something to it maybe. Is if I can get these. Yeah, my paper's a little damp. Can't really get as thin as I want. Yeah. Good enough, I guess. Oops. Well, welcome, Crouton, the Malaysian. What's going on, bro? Bro or girl or whoever you are, welcome. There are worse, I know, because I've painted most. Don't say like that, man. I've painted them too. I've painted some worse stuff too. Um, well, I did my best, folks. I don't know what to say. That's all I got. Yeah, I knew it was gonna be hard. Is basically like some of this is very abstract looking, and it's like it needs a little more, you know, drawing and stuff to really bring it out, I think. Um, all the cat jokes. I've done it to myself. I think, thanks, guys. Greatly appreciated. Doing my best here. But, yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, some of this it needs like, you know, some line work and stuff a little bit. Not like pen and ink, but just a little bit of like dry brushing, line work stuff maybe, but it's okay. I mean, it's already a quite abstract, difficult type of subject. Yeah. I mean, the real truth is like when you see it far away, does it look, you tell what's going on? You know, this building is a little difficult because of the roof. Maybe I should have made that roof solid instead of like kind of rusted looking like the actual photograph. maybe I should have simplified that more. It's one of those things, you know, it's like, yeah, I don't want to like overdo it, or I just want to trying to bring a little more structure there. But what's going on, Dalton? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. Greatly appreciated. Hope you're enjoying the channel. Got a bunch of drawing videos and stuff, and a little bit of painting videos you can check out. I mean, I think I did what I set out to do, I think, you know. We compare it to something a little more controlled that I did. You know, I mean, here's another Malaysian landscape I did. It's actually the same exact village and stuff. But there we go. I think it's good. What else to do, you know? Where's that one favorite in here that I like? Yeah, there's that one. And this one's a completely different perspective and everything, so I can't really compare them, you know? It's like a different type of thing. I knew this was going to be difficult because of the greenery and everything, so like I knew I was going to struggle a bit on that. But I'm okay. I'm satisfied with it for the most part. I can't expect to be like super duper perfectly satisfied with it. Anyway, I don't know what I'm doing. I was trying to like balance out. This thing was kind of like weighing down this side. I was trying to balance it out, but I don't know if what I'm doing really matters or if it's just messing it up more. Just leave it. Just leave it. I mean, it's just a sketch, so it's good to play around with it and try to figure things out, but good enough. Good enough for now. There'll be more in the future, of course. Thanks, I appreciate it. Crouton. Thanks, everyone. Candy, what's going on? Thanks. So, yeah, I guess I can get rid of this camera now. This iPhone thing. Oop. Cool. Get that out of the way. Okay. Good. Yeah, I don't really know what to do now. Yeah, I guess I'm okay with it. I'm still trying to. I don't know if I like it, to be honest. I don't know if I like it, but I don't hate it, you know? I'm not like upset about it or anything. I just don't know that I'm like. I'll have to look at it tomorrow or later on. But I'm glad that I did the sketch. I'm glad I did it. I'm glad put in the effort, try to do something different, do a painting after so long. So more study will have to be done. That's for sure. only the beginning. I'm just getting started. So especially something this size, kind of small, you know, it's gonna be difficult. So what else can I expect? And my desk is messy now, boy. Wow. Okay, so yeah. Here we go, folks. Ugh. Well, what else can we do? I could do some drawing for a while. Possibly. One or two quick sketches, maybe. Yeah, I feel like I've been staring at this one too long. Here, I'll show you guys. Let me see if I can. You guys far away. Here we go. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty chaotic, right? I mean, this building really stands out over here. Yeah, this one on the, but it kind of gets a little chaotic in through here. This is pretty good. So I think it's just this kind of building here in the center that kind of messing with me, you know? Whatever. I'll look at it again later. What to do. What to do, folks. Okay. Let me see. Let me see if I have some cat photos here real quick or something. Or anything else. Let me look through my folder here of stuff that I want to draw in the future. Maybe there's something else I can do. Got some other animals, maybe. I'll stick with we'll draw a cat or something. Yeah, I finished that painting pretty early, so now I'm like, oh, what should I draw here? What should I draw here, folks? Can you teach us some basic cat sketches? Okay, you know what? Yeah, I guess let's do like a little bit of, I was just thinking about that today. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Thanks, Nathan. Greatly appreciate that. Which studies? The watercolors or the cats? Yeah, let's go through. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Let me get a sheet of paper, actually. I'm not going to put this in the sketchbook. Let's do like some random sketching. Let me try to draw cats from the top of my head. And like uplifting meditations here. Ash, she said, can you teach us some basic cat sketches? Let's talk about that. Get a sheet of paper here, folks, so that I'm prepared. So I think oh, the watercolors. Okay, cool. Thanks, man. Yeah, I hope yeah, there's gonna be many more watercolors this year. I could show you guys some of the things I might try to that I'm gonna be working on this year. See if you guys be interested in any of them. How often do you stream? Well, let's just say I try to do a few times a week, like 3 times a week. Some weeks will be more, some weeks will be less. But I try to do 2 or 3 days a week. So you kind of just got to check in or click the little bell for notifications, to know when I'm live. Because since I have a day job normally, it just depends on if I go to the office that day, I'm probably going to be tired to do a live stream in the evening, so I probably won't do it, So it just depends on what's going on. But I stream when I can, I stream when I can. So so basic cats, right? So the way to break down, I need like a cat from the side. Where's a cat from the side? Bear with me here, folks. Don't bear with me. Cat with me here, folks. Where is a cat from the side? Of course, when you're looking for one, it's hard to find. But then when I'm looking for like different kinds, that's all I can find. Here's a good one. So we look at this photo. Cat from the side, right? Of course, it's all white, but what to do? It's hard to see. But basically, it's like head, neck. Trying to break this down, right, is so you have tail, you have back legs, you have like a midsection, head, neck, and maybe like shoulders. And then you have the legs. So there's like these different segments of a cat, right? And you can pretty much break down any animal into these basic segments. So you have like head. Let's try to really zoom in here. Actually, I need to refocus real quick. No, you're right, Dalton. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, somebody else. I don't know if you pointed it out earlier or someone else did, but yeah, I messed up the roof angles and stuff. Yeah, I know. I'll look at it later, but I appreciate it. I don't mind getting a critique. I mean, I'm not perfect, So there's like a head for cats, and then you have a neck, like this, and then you kind of have, in this cat here in particular, you have the shoulders. So this kind of shape. It goes off of the neck. And then you have the midsection, like this, and then the legs, back legs kind of overlay onto that. And then you have the tail. So this is kind of the basic anatomy of a cat, or the basic, whatever you want to call it, structure of a cat. And what I've noticed from cats and just my study and everything, so the back leg, it's usually, you have this part, and then it goes down like this, and the foot like this. So that's kind of how this goes, and then it connects to the spine and everything. And then the shoulders, you have a bone, I think it goes like this, and then it cuts back to the, maybe less, to the elbow, down to the front paw. So you have this kind of shape. And you also have some skin here, like whenever the cat stretches its arm forward, that skin will kind of fill in. Same thing with the leg here. But yeah, this is like a basic cat type of stuff, like how I think of it when I break it down. Simply, right? So what I've been trying, I haven't practiced a whole lot. I practiced a tiny little bit so far, but I've been taking this kind of structure, and it's basically, I don't know if you could call it cylinder or a cube, but taking this kind of structure, and see if the face was facing forward, it'd be more like this, and then the neck coming down. But I've been practicing a tiny little bit of drawing a cat from the side, so the head would be like this. You have the ears, neck coming down. See, I'm probably not going to do it. too accurately, but I'm going to try. This is just from the top of my head. We're just playing around here. So the shoulder bone here, and then that's usually where the paw is going to be, but it doesn't mean that's the angle of the arms because you're going to have these other bones in there. Something like that. But basically, what am I trying to say? Yeah, if I'm drawing this from the side, I kind of messed up here. It's like a, this kind of shape very quickly. Not leaving enough room here. Start over. So basically what I've been trying to do is like draw it from different angles from my mind, right? So let's say the cat is a cylinder, so from the side it'll pretty much be like a square, and then you have the head and the neck shape kind of comes down or whatever from that to some extent. Ears, front legs, back leg, and the tail or whatever, however it curves many different ways. But that's basically a cat, and I've been trying to draw it from like different angles. So let's say if we turn that in perspective, maybe we have a cat like this. I'm just making this up, so it may not be accurate. Probably won't be accurate because I haven't studied this stuff enough. But I'm trying. That's all that matters here. I'm trying. But basically like trying to be able to turn these forms and stuff. You can see how much more sketchy I'm being because I'm not that confident actually. Its tail would be more up here, I guess. And I'm doing this like super quickly. But yeah, being able to draw stuff from my head is like, I'm not good at it. Definitely not good at it. See, I'm trying to think, okay, the perspective here, I'm looking, cat's like above us. I'm trying to figure out the legs would be, I could do it both ways here. I can make it more like this. This is why learning perspective is so important, because then you can really figure out these forms and everything. Not the best, but you guys get the point of like what I'm trying to. Eventually I'm going to start studying more stuff like this, but I'm pretty terrible at this. I did it, here, I'll show you guys from like a week or two ago when I was practicing a bit more. Yeah, I did these from the top of my head. This is all straight from the top of my head. This was the 19th, so about 10 days ago. So this is all from the top of my head without looking at anything. So I was trying to do from the side and then the top and the, and then try to figure out these other forms and stuff. But some of them you can tell like back legs are a little weird or a little fat or something. But just trying to turn the forms and everything. And see, this one's pretty bad. It's just a lot of foreshortening, so it's a little bit more difficult for me. Something I need to study more. But basically the neck would. Anyway. Hello, is anyone out there? Hello? Hello? Yo. But yeah, I don't really know. I'm gonna do a stream one day where I'm just delving more into cat anatomy and stuff. That's something I plan on doing. But yeah, right now I'm still learning it. You know, still learning this kind of stuff. So thanks for the kind words, Scarlett. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, everybody's like so silent, man. I got a lot of introverts on my which is all good, man. I'm introverted too, actually. I just want to make sure you guys still awake, dude. I'm not putting everybody to sleep with this. But you know, there's like different ways to draw, right? You can draw structurally like this, or if I want, I could just draw like a gesturally. You know, I can if I try to draw this in like I want to do another stream like this where I try to draw with one line without picking up the pencil, and it's really difficult actually. It's something I'm gonna practice a bit. I'm gonna try to practice. But see, I've already like really way out of proportion and everything. I just need a ton more practice, but that's okay. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Whatever. We're just having some fun, folks. I don't know what I'm doing. Cool, man. Cool. All right. Glad you guys are still here. I'm just making sure. I just want to make sure you guys aren't like bored of what I'm doing or. So if I try to break this cat down structurally, let's take my time here with this one. So this one's really fluffy actually, so be a bit difficult. Slightly difficult. See, we have this kind of form here on the neck and everything. Head. Head here like this. Ears. Really fluffy. And the arms coming down right here. Can barely see. Back leg here. Something like that, probably. And this whole part is like the shoulders are kind of hidden behind his big mane that he has. It's kind of fluffy. And then big tail swooping around. So it's just trying to like, as you're drawing this and sketching this, it's like trying to break it down into these parts and recognize them as best as you can. And then now I can, if I need to, I can modify some stuff. Like this needs to come out more, actually. Then trying to figure out perspective here. His face. you know, whatever. That's something else. I mean, there's so much. There's like what I've realized with like animals and humans and portraits. There's so much to delve into, to dive into. I mean, even just something I was practicing the other day, a few days ago, or like 10 days ago. I was practicing just the ears. Like, imagine just the ears have so much. Like, I'm trying to imagine them from all different angles, right? So when we see them from the front, it's like it's obvious. It's kind of like this, right? If we see them from the front, I mean, very simply and cartoony, breaking them down simply. That's from the front. So how do we draw them from the side? It's almost, they're kind of like this from the side. And they actually, the kind of interior part of it or whatever on the head, or attaches to the head, it's kind of like this, kind of like swoops around or whatever. But this is where like the front where all the hair would be, fur would be coming out, right? And then here's where the fur. So you have like this type of shape where it connects to the head here, I guess, something like that. And then how would I draw this in like a 3/4 type view? And that's where it gets difficult. It's like trying to draw it the steps between this, imagining it rotating. That's something I'm like playing around with, you know? It's like trying to draw it as it's slightly rotating. So you either see more of the back side of it like this, and it swoops down, and you'll get it going up like this or something. Or you're gonna see, there, see, you'll see more of the back here. It's almost like it's like a pyramid, right? It's like a 3-sided type of cone or whatever. So if you break it down simply like that, then it becomes easier to understand, you know, what you're going to be able to, what sides you're going to be able to see. So it's like from the front, you see that. And then as it turns, you get smaller here, but you start seeing more of the back side of it. And then eventually it starts, you know, there's like a curve to it. So you start seeing more of it, start pointing forward a bit, you know, whatever. Like, there's just so much to learn, you know, and like same thing with the eyes, you know, like the eyes are, I don't even know what kind of shape cat's eye is, you know, it's kind of like this, right? Some kind of shape. That's from the front, it's shaped like this. But all right, Nathan, have a good one. Probably already missed you, but have a good one. Uh, so it's like, yeah, drawing an eye from the front is one thing, but then how does the structure and everything, you know, from the side, it ends up becoming more like, you know, or even more curved like this, you know, from the side. I know it starts getting flatter when you're seeing the cat like from the side view, right? Like the nose is, this is the nose or whatever. But on a cat from the front, you know, you have the other eye over here or whatever, and then the nose. And like trying to draw it at all the different kinds of angles, whether you're looking up at it or looking down at it. Usually, I've realized when you're looking down on the cat, he's going to look a little more angry because of his eyebrows. It's going to kind of cover it, cover the shape of his eyes. So he's going to have this like angry type of look. So it's like learning all these things, keeping them simple, but also, you know, trying to figure out all these things, even though they are simple shapes, but making them look like organic and stuff is another difficulty, you know? Trying to draw like a cat head from scratch and from like a 3/4 angle. It's pretty difficult for me. It's something I'm still like struggling with or learning, because they can have their muzzle here. How far does the head come out over here? How far, what kind of shape? All this stuff I'm still figuring out and just playing around with. And then when you're looking down at the head like this, the ears completely change. They'll be more like this. They won't even come off of the head. You'll actually see the neck and everything. And the ear will be, on the head, and then you'll be able to see the structure of the ear like this. It's a lot to take in. Doing it from this probably needs to cut in more. Otherwise, start looking like a fox. But this is all the stuff I'm like trying to study as I'm drawing these sketches that you guys see me drawing every week. I'm trying to keep this stuff in mind while I'm looking at my references, I'm trying to study this stuff. But you can see it's like super rough. It looks terrible. Because I've only been doing this for like 2 or 3 weeks. I have like very little practice drawing off the top of my head, even a nose is difficult. Drawing this stuff in perspective, it's something I need to practice more. So the nose is like this, that's something really simple to put into perspective, right? So and this is something I want to do actually. I think I could fit it on here still. So imagine this is a nose. You're looking at it from straight front view, right? It's like the nose of a cat. I want to draw it in all the different types of views. So if the cat's looking upward, then you'll see more. It'll be more of, what shape would it be if the cat, this is where I struggle. You would see more of like this, and then the cat's looking downward. More like this, I guess. And then if it's looking, yeah, this is something I need to play around with and study, figure out. Is how does the nose, basically what I'm trying to say is like, how does the nose change as it starts turning in space? You get more shallower forms, See you, Garcia. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, maybe I am hard on myself, but I'm trying. Yeah, there we go. Nose needs to be more like that, I guess. But I'm trying to draw really good stuff, But yeah, this is something I'm trying to let me see a cat from the side. Something I'm going to end up studying more. So here's a cat from the side. His nose. So his nose is more like this, but he's looking upward as well. So he's looking downward. Maybe more like this. But then from the front, it's more of this shape. Anyway, folks, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I'm just rambling and drawing nothing. But yeah, fun stuff. Fun stuff and practicing. Eventually I'll get somewhere. shoulders, midsection, back legs, tail. Get somewhere. It's been fun. Just add that to the nonsense pile. Show you guys the sketch. Here we go. And for any yeah, here was the painting sketch from today. For anybody that let me see, anybody new to the stream today, I'll show you guys what I did yesterday. Why not? Let's take a little recap of what I did yesterday. Show you guys some of the sketches. I did some pen only sketches yesterday. So these were just like straight pen, no pencil at all. And this is probably my favorite one from yesterday. Yeah, I did like these little sketches here of cats with just pen only. So this is the kind of stuff I do for anyone who's new here. But I just experiment a lot. I try a lot of different things, push myself, challenge myself. I've done like some 2-minute sketches, you know. I don't know, remember which ones those were. Those were on a different sheet of paper, but do 5-minute sketches, 2-minute sketches, you know, a lot of different stuff. But I think I'm done for tonight, folks. I'm going to play some GeoGuessr and just relax. It's been a fun one. Yeah, it was fun. Thanks, everybody. If you guys want to stick around, I'm going to play some GeoGuessr like I always do. But if not, you guys can head out. No worries. I'll be here. So let me set up my screens here. Got to rearrange just a little bit. Screen. Boom, there we go. Gonna do some geography stuff, some GeoGuessr. Have some fun. So today we're going from Vietnam to Brunei. Quickest route possible. I think this one's pretty easy. Cambodia, Thailand, Malaysia. Boom. That was pretty easy. That was pretty quick. That was easy for me. See you guys next time. Take it easy. Hopefully next time be, I don't know. It'll be something better next time. But I feel okay about tonight, I guess. All right, where are we on this? Looking by this satellite photo, what city are we in? Glad you guys enjoyed the watercolor. More coming in the future. Hopefully more better. And a little bit bigger too, maybe. I'll go a little bit bigger next time. We'll see. We got the whole year to experiment, so I'm going to be experimenting a lot. We'll have a lot of fun. Let's see, where is this at? Eastern Europe, maybe? Anyone know? It looks maybe Eastern Europe. I don't know. Let's go with Vienna just to get started. Oh my gosh, we are not. This is like Australia or something. 11,000 miles southeast of Vienna. No problem, Susan. Thanks for tuning in. Greatly appreciated. Glad you guys enjoy hanging out. Have a good one, Don. Thanks for tuning in. Sydney, Australia. Let's see. Wow, 1,300 miles east of Sydney. What is that? New Zealand? Auckland? Boom, there we go. New Zealand. And then let's go to GeoGuessr as normal. Play the daily challenge here. Yeah, it was New Zealand. Interesting. Interesting. This looks like South America. But which country? Wait, is it South America? Yeah, pretty sure. Wait, no? Oh, I'm torn. No, it's got to be South America. Wait, is this South Africa? I think this is South Africa. Oh, I can't tell. It's kind of too mountainous to be South Africa, I think. Well, you made it to the end of the stream, bro. I did painting earlier. Um, I'm just playing some games now, dude. This is GeoGuessr. Mexico? Yeah, I guess it could be Mexico, but I am confused. Maybe it's Mexico. Maybe you're right. Yeah, I don't. Let's go with Mexico. I thought it was more down here, like Bolivia or something. Yeah, Santiago. There we go. Yeah, I thought it was more southern, but that was confusing. It was just like the image quality. It reminded me of South Africa for some reason, and the license plates. Some of them looked different than. What the heck is this? Just some piping in the middle of nowhere? Okay, we got some like northern-ish foliage, very northern. Got some mountains in the distance. Let's see, where's the sun? Sun is in the south. So that makes northern hemisphere. Most likely we're over here somewhere. Wow, this is bizarre. What a bizarre location. I'm just gonna go. Ah, it could be Alaska, huh? I don't know why I was thinking it was Europe. Does this look American though? Maybe it is. I don't know. I'm getting a European vibe from this, but I could be way off. This could be Canada. But I think I'm gonna go with my gut here. I could be way wrong. Okay, there we go. Look at that. Czechia. Interesting. It was Czechia. I don't know how I thought it was European. I don't know. I just got like a European vibe from that. It was Rowendale Baptist Church. Okay, Baptist Church. Is that we're like in the south here? Probably. Rowendale. Where is that? Is this Louisiana maybe? Rowendale. No. I'm thinking of something else. Huh. No worries, folks. I'm wrong all the time too, man. This looks like more than northern foliage actually. It doesn't look southern. So this could be like anywhere in the mid-east, could be in the east as well. Or the Midwest, I mean, even though it's kind of eastern of the country, it's not really Midwest. uh huh. South Carolina. I'm not feeling like it's that south. I don't know. I'm gonna go Missouri. Oh my gosh, what? Canada, Winnipeg? I didn't think it was that north, but okay. Oh, I hate this daily challenge, man. It's always so difficult. At least for me, for a noob. I think this is France, right? Okay, no, not France. I thought this was France, but it's probably more, that's German, definitely. So it could be a lot of different stuff. It could be Belgium, it could be Luxembourg, it could be Switzerland, it could be Austria, it could be Germany. Welcome to group failure. Yeah, exactly. Do all the cars have front plates? Yeah, they do. All right, have a good one, Mom. Thanks for tuning in. Hope everything's going well. Vienna? Yeah, it could be Vienna, huh? Could be, actually. I don't know. I'm going to go Vienna. That's actually a pretty good guess. I'm going to steal that. Look at that, Lord Engine. Killing it, dude. Dang. I did not even think of that. I was going to go up here in Germany somewhere. Nice, dude. Thanks for that one. I stole that one from you. But I made me realize, oh yeah, it could be Vienna. Definitely. Okay, this looks like Malaysia. Could be Philippines. Could be Indonesia. Could be Thailand. Where are we? Where are we? Is there any clues? I don't think it's Malaysia now that I'm looking at it. Philippines. Philippines, I think. Got this little tuk-tuk there. I'm going with it. Yes. Look at that. Boom. Not bad. That was pretty bad. Got a couple of bad guesses there. Let's do diverse world, like I always do. No move. Only panning, only zooming, no moving. Okay, we're in Europe. Got white license plates. Spain. Let's go with Spain. Okay, not bad. Got the right country at least. Okay, this is Japan. Pretty sure. Is that Japan or is that Taiwan? I think this is Japan. Although that makes me think it's Taiwan. These red, black, and yellow, but it looks different than Taiwan. Hmm. That's not usually how they look. I'm gonna go with my gut here and say Japan. Oh, South Korea, no wonder. Okay, that was a curveball. Don't normally get a South Korea one. Normally Taiwan, if the has metal poles like that, usually it has black and yellow stripes, but they go all the way down to the bottom. That was bizarre. So that was South Korea. Okay, interesting. That was a little curveball. I didn't even think about South Korea, but I wouldn't have picked it anyway. Huh. Oh, this is bizarre. Is this India? Where is this? I'm unsure, so I'm gonna go with it. Oh my gosh. 0 points. Dude, it was Colombia. What in the world? Yeah, I was wrong on that one. I was definitely wrong on that one. It didn't even think like South America. I always forget that South America does have tropical foliage, man. I always don't think about that. Always forget that. Ah, it's so frustrating. Okay, this. Where is this? This Europe? I mean, this looks like Taiwan. But it doesn't look like Taiwan. What is this? Man, I'm doing terrible tonight, dude. I, I'm just gonna go with my gut, even though I think it's way off again. But ah, Turkey, dude. Turkey. Oh my gosh, that was horrible. Another horrible round in a row, man. Oh my gosh. Is there anything? Any clue here? Anything, please? It's like America, but it doesn't look American. Is this like Canada? Please, something, man. Okay, okay, it's definitely America or Canada. I'm thinking Canada because it's just, it looks weird to me. It's just warming up. Yeah, I guess so. I'm almost done though, actually. It's not exactly warming up if I'm almost done. Uh, this just doesn't feel American to me. I don't know why. I feel this like I am confused. Oh my gosh. Oh, no wonder why it doesn't feel like America because it's like Portland. Okay, that makes more sense now. I don't feel too bad about that one actually. Ah, gosh darn it. All right, let's play another round. Let's play another round here. Oh, look at that. We're finally getting some language here. I can actually cheat a little bit. This is Spanish, I think. Vendita Venice. Oh, or it's Italian. Is this Italian? This is Italian, I think. Yeah, the license plates that has two. I think that's Italy if they have two blue stripes on it there. Siamo up. Yeah, it's Italian. I always it's a cooling down. Yeah, exactly. I see exactly. Yeah, I always get confused with Italian. I'm horrible when it comes to Italian. Not bad. Because I always think it's like Spanish or something, and I don't see enough of it, like enough Italian, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, got it completely wrong. It's so frustrating sometimes. Okay, Sheffield. Sheffield. This looks. Okay, we got yellow and white. This is probably America, right? Sheffield. Where would Sheffield be? Middle of nowhere. I mean, this looks like driving through South Dakota. I mean, it pretty much looks like it. Right. I'm sure there is. I just don't know them. Oh, Montana. Okay. Not bad. Yeah, there was yellow and white lines, so that was America, if like that. There's middle yellow and then outer white. This is Italy, or not Italy. Actually, it might be Italy, actually. This is Europe. No, or yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Space telegrams. The only Sheffield I know is in UK too, but it didn't look like UK at all. It looked like America. Okay, this can't be. That was throwing me off. This building here, I don't know. There's something about it. I was like, this looks like Japan, but it's definitely not Japan. They're driving on the right. It's definitely Europe, Mediterranean-ish, I think. I'm gonna go with Spain or Portugal. I don't know. Oh, I hate you, Italy. I thought the license plates looked Italian with the two blue lines. My gosh. I should have just gone for it. Okay, this is America. No. 300. Yeah, I think, yeah, this is America. But where? But where? It's farmland. Okay, we got a yellow school bus. It's kind of flat, but it does look, there are some hills here. I'm confused. Something about it looks weird. I don't know. I'm unsure about this one. I'm like something's bizarre here. It was Canada. That's why it looked bizarre. See, I was even thinking that I was almost gonna go Canada, and then I went against my gut. I was like, all right, it's gonna be Canada, but I went against my gut. Why do I always do that? Cindy, hello. Hi from Maryland, longtime viewer, and I'm a subscriber now too. Glad to hear that, Cindy. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoy the videos, the art videos. I'm just hanging out now. I'm about to eat dinner in just a few minutes. I'm gonna get off of here. Ah, boy. Such a tragedy. I knew that was Canada. This one I have no idea. I mean, this could be no idea. It's probably not even the US. I have no idea. When in doubt, America is actually Canada. Yep. Okay, that's Bulgaria. Oh my gosh. Okay, one more time. One more game. We got to do good here. We got to finish strong. Oh boy. When in doubt, America is Canada. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think this is the way I'm gonna, you know what? I think this is Turkey, just from the way this guy's dressed. That's the only thing I'm basing this off of. I'm sending it there. I'm sending it home. Let's go for it. Oh, Portugal. Okay. Well, yeah, you missed it, Cubs win. You missed it. I'll show you real quick. I'll show you real quick, Cubs win. That's what I did. Did like a loose little village houses watercolor. Yeah, watch the replay if you have time later on. It was pretty good. I mean, it was a little chaotic, but yeah, here, show you close up there. Oh well. Yeah. Okay, well that sucked. That wasn't Turkey. I could have swore that guy was dressed like he lives in Turkey. Maybe he was visiting Portugal. I don't know. Maybe I just don't know what Portuguese people look like. Dude, I thought I was gonna finish strong, and I'm getting stuff. This is terrible, man. Italy again. Oh my gosh, I sounds good. Cubs win. Hope you enjoy it. It was a little difficult. It was a difficult process, but it came out okay. You know, for my first watercolor in like 7 months, it was pretty good. You know, I can't be too upset. I'm done with Italy, man. I'm done with this place too. Where is this? All right, I think I'm just gonna end on the worst score possible. All right, this is definitely America. St. Patrick, Catholic Church, fish fry. Where are these houses? Got some big houses here. This could be Canada. What is that place? I've never heard of that place in my entire life. Does Canada have these kind of pet Xing signs though? This looks American to me. Uh, California. I don't know, man. I don't freaking know. USDOT on the truck, was it? It says Volt. Oh, USDOT. US Department. But what is that? Okay, it tells me it's America. Yeah. Doesn't give me much else. Where would they have these kind of houses? I mean, these look pretty big. That could be in like any large. It's really flat though. I have no idea, dude. I really have no idea. Oh, that's why, because it's in freaking Texas. I don't like Texas or Italy. Those are always like wild cards for me that I just don't know where they are. Dude, I'm really gonna get the worst score. Okay, this is Israel. At least we got one we know. Wow. Jeez. This is America. Let's go with my gut here. Okay, pretty good. 11,000, pretty terrible. All right, folks. Well, that's it for tonight. That's it for tonight. Yeah, definitely check out the check out the replay, Artie. You definitely missed it. I'll show you real quick. Here's what I did. But yeah, check out the replay. Here's the watercolor from tonight. Little village houses in a Malaysian village. It's pretty chaotic. It was challenging, but it was good. It's been good. It's definitely been good, Lord Engine. Thanks for tuning in. And thanks for joining the Discord recently. Yeah. Thank you, Lumen. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I'll see you guys on the next one, I guess. I don't know when it'll be. Hopefully sometime this week, maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. I don't know. We'll see. But thank you guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.